Welcome to Real Talk Christian Podcast, where we drink coffee and have real conversations on faith, culture, and society. This is Mark Hyde.
And Chris Fuller.
And on today's episode of Real Talk Christian, we are talking about finding contentment in a world that thrives on luxury. Thanksgiving is happening today, and we're going to talk about something that maybe Christians don't think about too much, asking the question of, can we have true contentment with what we have? Fuller, you ready?
Let's go eat some turkey.
Thank you for joining us at Real Talk Christian, a place where real Christians talk about real issues impacting the community and the world as it pertains to Christians. Now here are your hosts, Mark Hyde and Chris Fuller.
I'm totally rolling up dancers today.
Do you ever stop dancing?
Not to this song, no.
No.
It's Paradise.
Well, we weren't recording before, but we had a jam session a second ago.
Pentatonics.
Pentatonics Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was amazing. But what's the original bassist name that left?
Avi.
Avi?
Did you know he started his own band?
He's amazing.
So,
I'm so sad he left.
but did you know that Avi started his own band? It's like
No. Do you know what it's called?
I'm pulling it up right now. It's his actual name, which is like a really long name. It's something in the Sequoias. It's Avri, which is his actual name. I don't know if this is how you pronounce it, but it's Avriel.
Avriel.
So
Ooh, I like
Avriel and the Sequoias. And so their last big YouTube video was in 2017, which was like right after they left.
Oh, yeah.
People can't hear it, but I'm playing them right now. Like this is your type of stuff, dude.
Yeah, this is like totally. You're going to have to send me that link because that's
Avriel and
me.
the Sequoias, it's all like banjo and
Oh.
plucky acoustic Dean Martins and
Oh.
acoustic cajon. Someone's on a cajon.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
my stuff.
like it's just slow jams, dude.
That's my jam
like
stuff.
it's coffee shop. Whereas for me, I want a bass drop.
Speaking of coffee shop,
Speaking of coffee,
what kind of coffee are we drinking today?
so we are drinking something straight from a podcast listener. So we mentioned this in it's actually next week's episode, but we recorded this 1 second tonight, so forgive us. But so we talk about the next episode as if we drink it for the first time. So pretend we're drinking it for the first time right now. So a podcast listener from Michigan, they went up, traveled to the UP for a little vacation. They sent us back 2 bags of coffee. We're drinking one of them. The other one I contaminated.
Yeah,
I
we talk about that next week.
So
So
Soshay and I decided to open. Well, I decided, and Soshay did not hesitate. I opened it at work,
I can't believe you.
so I'm sorry. But that stuff's good too. But this stuff is called Dancing Crane Coffees, and it's a part of Steinhaus Family Brands. Of
What's the
Marquette.
little picture it's got on the front there?
It's a crane.
It's a crane.
It's a crane.
Like a bird crane,
Like
not like a big
But dude,
industrial
look
crane.
how UP here. Look how UP it is. You see that little icon at the very top of like the packaging?
The deer?
The deer head. It
Yeah.
is freaking UP, bro. Like, yo, we're so UP. We gonna put some deer up on it.
It smells.
No, but look at the
It
beans,
smells
dude.
so
Open
good.
the bean, like open the bag and look at the beans. They're still oily. Like it says on the back of the bag, it was roasted like a month ago. Like so, we got this stuff shipped to us fresh, like the day it was roasted. Eat it.
Ooh.
Oh, that someone just lost their freaking minds.
Sorry about that.
How's it taste?
It's actually pretty good. Dip it in some chocolate and get me fat.
Get you fat.
Well, make
It's
me fatter.
Turkey Day, dude. See, last episode, the next episode, we talk about how we razz each other.
Yeah,
I'm not making any fat jokes. I just repeat what
you
Fuller
are,
says.
but you're not.
Well, it's okay. You can still beat me up,
No, it's okay. I love you.
but you can beat me up too.
I had to eat the coffee beans and then drink the coffee beans. Anyways,
But either way, thank you. So if you want to send us coffee, feel free to do such. Reach out to us. It would be a absolute hoot. Well, today, since it's Thanksgiving, we figured it would be fun to have an episode all about contentment and specifically speaking about what's going to happen tomorrow all over America.
Black Friday.
Black Friday. So before we go into it, I'm just curious, do you guys go Black Friday shopping?
You know it, buddy.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so what is your guys' situation like? And then we'll talk about how bad it is.
So Janelle worked retail for a lot of years. So she's seen it from both perspectives of the person having to be there at 11 o'clock at night and staying all night for shoppers, and from the perspective of the buyer that goes out. But so we have a firm thing of we really try not to go out until about 3 a.m. And the reason being for that is because we believe these employees should be at home with their family enjoying Thanksgiving together. I mean, really, it's a holiday about being thankful for what we have, and why spoil that with a day that's all about
Getting more things.
Now, for us, we very rarely buy stuff for ourselves on Black Friday. It's more of trying to save money and get things for kids, family members, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. See, I don't go because I like to sleep. Like that's literally the reason.
Well,
I used to go Black Friday shopping, but then it turned into I hate cold.
But I
don't want to deal with people.
I work swing
I
shift in a
sleep.
factory, so I deal with cold and no sleep all the time.
No, last year we went Black Friday shopping at 3 p.m.
I went Black Friday shopping for you, I believe it was last year.
Yeah, you got me my TV.
I did.
Was that was that 2 years ago?
Was it 2 years already? I can't remember.
No, it can't have been 2 years.
No, it was.
Yeah, because you bought it for me on Black Friday. We put it up. Then there was dead pixels on it like a month later. So you, me,
And
all the dudes.
and
Taylor Axelberg, Micah Howbold.
no, Micah wasn't there. It was me, you, and Taylor Axelberg.
Was that it? Was there no
And
Micah
and
or
we went
Nathan?
and we went to Target because it was back when like everybody.
It was after small groups. Like we went after small groups.
Nathan and Olivia weren't coming yet. Micah and Nicole weren't coming yet.
So it
And
really was just you, me, and
I think it was
Axelberg.
like the original group was us, the Axelbergs, the Taylors. and
Oh
you
no,
guys.
Aaron came with us. No, Aaron came with us too.
No.
No, Aaron didn't come with us either. All I remember was, I mean, there's a lot of things like someone kept looking and commenting on Taylor's gun because he open carries.
That, and we kept finding stuff of Bob
Ross. We saw Bob Ross everywhere. Yep.
And we're like, look, it's your real daddy.
So we jumped ahead to figure out is Black Friday good or bad in your opinion. But before we go into Black Friday, I thought this was kind of interesting, dude. So getting ready for this episode, I was curious to see how did Black Friday even come to be? Because, we got this day where we have Thanksgiving, no question that it's when we're supposed to be thankful for something. Like, you see the traditions of everyone go around, which our family did. You go around the table and say, what's something you want to thank God for this year? Or what's something cool that that you're thankful for this year? And then let's go look at all the magazines and go blow all the monies tomorrow. All the monies.
All the monies.
All the monies. So, I mean, there's no question that people know.
Do you eat your Tootsie Pop when you do that? Sorry, you guys will hear about that next episode. That was a bad joke at a bad time.
I'm speechless. I
knew it would get him
because
laughing.
I just went, no. Yeah, next episode.
You'll
come back
understand
and
that.
listen. But so I don't even know how to respond to this one. But either way, so I was curious to see where Black Friday came from, what the history origin is, because we've had Thanksgiving. Who made it a national holiday? When did it become a national holiday? That wasn't Lincoln, I don't
The
think.
Pilgrims? I have
Well, that's
no
when
idea.
they, supposedly first celebrate. It's like,
yeah, I
hey,
have
thanks
no
for
idea.
letting us steal your land. We're gonna have
Steal your land and your food.
so we're gonna have Thanksgiving over this.
Oh, and by the way, you got to cook.
Different podcast episode. But so I was like, where did Black Friday even come from? And apparently, it used to be one of those things where it marked the beginning of the Christmas shopping season. So people used to not get Friday off of work. They would take Thursday, Thanksgiving, and then supposedly a lot of people used to call off sick on Friday, and then they would go shopping.
Right.
And it became known as Black Friday because of all of the
Sickness that supposedly happened?
all the crime and the death and the victims and the injuries and the hate that came out of people. So cops and other people will term days black days, or anyone will. If something's a black day, it's not good, like the Black Plague,
Right.
Or there's a
blackout.
Black Monday, blackout. I don't remember which one it was, but when the stock market crashed,
Yeah.
back in the Great Depression, it was called Black whatever day it was. So it was called Black Friday. So it had nothing to do with that it was dark. It had nothing to do that it was like blacklisted prices. It was the fact of people went crazy mad, and it was a terrible day. Absolutely terrible day. And then people started realizing, since people are blowing money on this day, why don't we turn it into a consumer-driven day to give them better discounts, to get more people. Since people are already out shopping, it's already absolute mayhem. Let's give people more reason to come into our store.
Which there's already high crime rate during that day anyways.
And now, I mean, I grew up as a kid. I always thought it was called Black Friday because it was still black outside. Like, it was dark. Like, you couldn't see. That's what I thought. That's where Black Friday came from.
You're such a suburban boy.
Pretty
From
much.
Hammond.
But, yeah, so I always thought Black Friday was a day that was just dark, black cut prices, all these
Right.
different things. But what's kind of interesting in my mind, and we kind of already alluded to it, is the fact that, our world is constantly trying to find contentment. Minimalism is starting to come pretty strong, which actually I see a lot of validity in it. It just takes a lot of work to get to the minimalistic place.
You would have to give up a lot of things, Mark.
No?
Minimalists do not have as many electronics as you do.
Well, see, everyone has some,
Your carbon footprint is huge.
my carbon is absolutely huge. But no, but I like the idea of minimalist with less stuff and less in
Yeah,
terms
right.
of in terms of just possessions and
Simpler
toys
life.
and crap and
Yeah,
everything, like
right.
a simpler life. Like, that's coming super strong. If you just look up contentment, there's articles from Psychology Today, Huffington Post, all these things where, hey, try to find contentment in your life. Here's ways to do it. But then, and we have Thanksgiving where we're thankful for what we have. And then all of a sudden we turn around and we're like, hey, let's go buy a bunch of other stuff that we really don't need or really don't want. And it's turned into a consumerism type day. And then the next day is Small Business Saturday.
Right.
And then so we kind of have this day of thankfulness and then 2 days of go buy all the things, go buy everything. And it kind of goes exactly opposite of what Thanksgiving is actually all about.
Yeah.
So like it's something that I've kind of been thinking about in my own life personally, in all honesty. But let's talk about Black Friday first before we talk about are there solutions to it. In your opinion, do you think there's positives to having Black Friday?
I think.
I mean, obviously you go on Black Friday.
Yeah,
which,
I mean-
no kids, right? Like
No-
you don't take the kids, right?
Yeah, well, actually, this year, for those who are listening today, it'll be tomorrow. I'm going with my sister because she doesn't take her kids, so she can buy Christmas gifts for them. And I don't plan on taking my 3-month-old, 2.5-month-old out into the cold.
So
weather.
Janeel's going to stay home with the baby.
She's going to stay home with the baby
and the kids.
Yeah, with all 3 kids, and then I'm
And
gonna
hopefully
go out.
she'll be asleep. And he will be asleep, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, I'm gonna go out with my sister, and we're gonna look for Christmas gifts and try to get decent deals for us. My family's a one-income family household, much like yourself, and so for me, getting things to gift to people at Christmas time is pretty important for my house for our budget's sake. So
it does that. But I also know like that was kind of a date day for you and Janelle.
it used to be huge
You know?
for us. Yeah, it was like let's get out and just have a good time, and even if we didn't get much, it was still fun to just kind of be together and go out shopping and see the crazies.
Well, you are also, I mean, you guys are Starbucks nuts.
Oh,
So you guys
yeah.
would always get your Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
And then stand in line for like 4 hours, 3 hours or whatever?
Not always.
No?
Not sometimes it was like an hour or something like that. But yeah,
But it was forced time that you and Janelle were forced to stand there and be together.
Right?
you know?
Yeah. It was definitely good alone time. A lot of conversations when we were standing in line to get in, to check out, stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of good personal time with each other, just having fun. We didn't have to have anything. It would have been, it's nice to get things at a discounted price, but we'll get what we can afford.
Right.
So it's not a necessity I have to get this, and if I don't get this, it's the end of our world. That's just not how we are. But I do realize that's how a lot of other people are. It's like, you see these people fighting over a TV or something, punching each other out over
Yeah,
TV.
and not even like a nice like Samsung. We're talking like,
a
an
30,
Element.
Yeah, like a 32-inch Element,
Like
which I have. I have an Element
really.
and an Emerson, both 32 inches. Yeah.
We have an Element at church, and I have Elements there. But no, so you and I both have what TCLs or whatever they are.
Yeah, I think they're TCLs.
I got a no name.
They're the Roku TV is what we have.
My first TV I don't even think have a logo on it. It's white. It's a white TV. It's actually at my mom's house right now.
Oh, yeah?
A little 21-inch or whatever. But yeah, I mean, we upgraded to a big bad TV, and sometimes I wonder if that was the right choice. And then I watch Notre Dame football, and then I'm like, this was the right choice. But
yeah, and how you can hook it up to your internet and watch how many different videos have we watched on YouTube as a small group together?
Too many
because of it.
Too many.
We don't have to all huddle within 3 feet of the TV to see it.
But no, I mean, but you kind of mentioned it. I mean, there's a lot of crazies out there during Black Friday. I was reading a woman. Okay, you're gonna laugh at this. So Shay, don't hate us. This is facts. So did you know it's 68% of all injuries and fights and everything happen at Walmart on Black Friday?
Oh, so Shay. He's
not
desecrating the name of Walmart.
Not Target or anything. Like most of the crap happens at Walmart.
Yeah.
And
I can believe it.
yeah, but a couple years ago, no. This wasn't a couple. This was probably more like 7 or 8. But a woman actually maced an entire group of people so she can get a Wii at 60% off. There was another one where people actually got into a brawl, a fist fight over a PS3. This isn't Black Friday, but I've heard of people getting shot over some Jordans. One person got trampled.
Was it 2 or 3 years ago? Maybe it was more. Maybe it was longer. But there was a full-out shooting at the UP Mall.
That wasn't Black Friday.
Was it?
I don't think.
Okay,
No,
I thought it was.
No, because we actually were there, and we left right before it happened.
Oh, really?
We got home and saw the news about that.
That's crazy.
It wasn't Black Friday, but it was in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Was
it
it?
was still
Yeah.
in that time because my sister was working at the mall at that time. And she said it was on the opposite end where she works.
Right.
But either way, it's the fact of we've created this culture of gimme, 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 I want. And Black Friday definitely doesn't always helps with that. And, I wrote down a few things just for problems of Black Friday, and I want to see if you agree with these or not. All right? So here are 4 problems that I see with Black Friday. Number 1, now it cuts Thanksgiving Day short.
Yeah, I'd agree with
Which
that.
now Black Friday
Yeah.
starts on Thanksgiving,
I hate
which
that.
I think is ridiculous.
I hate that.
We are thankful for what we have, but then we go and get more. This one was interesting. This one's different than you, because you guys are budget conscious.
Yeah.
But it actually encourages people to overspend because they get
yeah.
such good. It's such a good deal. I have to buy it.
Yeah, I'll never see a deal like this.
I have to buy 1,000 of these DVDs. And then the other one is to put things over people
Yeah.
in terms of other people relations and all these other different things. So this is something that I'm going to let you in. This is actually a personal struggle I've been having, in all honesty, of we talked about for Halloween episode, your family doesn't participate in Halloween,
Not at
whereas
all.
mine, we went trick-or-treating at the mall, Eddy Street Commons, all the places. But I'm actually leaning towards the spot of not participating in Black Friday anymore.
Wow.
I'm starting to lean in that direction, and not because I think it's wrong or bad or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've slowly been doing, and it's hard because I like getting DVDs, especially Disney movies, for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Black Friday is the best day to do it. But I was reading a couple blogs, and some of them said that most of the deals that we find on Black Friday, you can find at other times, which sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. But I'm actually thinking of not doing it and instead doing this new trend that some Christian writers and bloggers and authors are trying to do, and it's called Contentment Friday, where on Friday you don't go out and shop, but instead you enjoy what you have with your family. And maybe this person, I thought it was really cool. There's this author named Stephanie Tate, which I don't know if you read anything from her.
No.
She's a writer. She's a Christian. She's a stay-at-home mom now with 2 kids, but she has Lyme's disease. So, and her oldest son is 8-year-old, is on the autism scale. So she writes a lot about that. So it's actually really cool because she actually talks about how her Lyme's disease, she doesn't have energy to do basic things like help get her son dressed in the morning and breakfast and these things because she literally can't get out of bed a lot of mornings. But so what her family started doing was, Thursday with Thanksgiving, family, right, whoever, the typical Thanksgiving. And then Friday was a day just for them where they would have brunch. They would maybe do some crafts. They talk about things, maybe go do something like go to the movie theater or something like that, which I know is still spending money. But not, instead of going and just buying more things, like let's enjoy what we have. And then that Saturday, I thought this is super cool. They decorate for Christmas. So Thursday they're thankful. Friday they're content with what they have rather than buying more. And then Saturday they're like, Santa Claus is coming to town, baby.
See, we're Friday. We shop. We go home. We take a nap, and then we wake like an hour nap, and then we wake up, and it's Christmas decorating time.
And you guys go ham on that.
I mean, we're Christmas nuts. But yeah, I
asked the question, and then I talked for a while.
I totally support you leaning away, and I hope more people do, because then I can get the better deals. I'm just saying, like. All right, I did. I had a guilty pleasure last year because it was a good deal.
Okay, so tell me about it.
I got it was
real talk, baby.
It was $150 high quality video drone. $150 originally.
Back up. You have a drone?
I got it because they mislabeled it and put a discount on it, and they had to give me the price. I got it for $20. $150 drone for $20, and I'm like. Okay, I had fun money, so why not spend my fun money on that?
Okay,
I've never gotten it out of the box. It's still in the box. I haven't had time with.
But
all
you
them.
have a drone.
I have a high video quality.
You know how
drone.
bad I've been wanting to use a drone for church video shots?
Well, then we need to figure out how to use it together. Yeah, it like hooks up to Wi-Fi, hooks up to your phone.
I'm losing my mind. I've been wanting to get drone footage of church when people are walking into service and people parking, like to have that drone floating up there.
See, I'm turning you already.
No, I'm just gonna enjoy your Black Friday. I'm just gonna do it your way.
Yeah, I couldn't like that. When would you ever see $150 being mislabeled and discounted down, and they had to give it to you because it was labeled that way for $20? It's like okay, yeah.
Well, and I won't lie. I mean, there's a lot of sales that happen. Now it's kind of cool because you can do online what you can do.
I love it.
On Black Friday.
I would rather online shop any day of the week than.
Or you just have a buddy like mine who's like, hey, dude, just come by. Like, I need a new phone. So I asked him about Black Friday. He goes, dude, you can buy it Monday and I'll just change the price.
Cyber Monday.
No. Buy it that Monday of the week. And he goes, when it's Black Friday, I'll just change the price. I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. But I'm struggling with it, though, man, because in one sense, it's like, you know, I'm thinking of my kids, and Elliot is finally at that age where he wants things and he understands Christmas and birthdays now. Yeah. Like we were at the mall doing the trick or treat thing, and then when we left, we were at Penny's. We were hanging out, and my mom was buying some stuff for her. She's buying clothes or whatever. So we were hanging out in the toy aisle. Yeah. Well, Elliot found these toys, and he goes, Daddy, can I have this Marshall Paw Patrol fire truck that was freaking huge, man. Freaking expensive. And I'm like, no, dude, we can't buy that right now. And he's like, okay, for Christmas? And I'm like, oh, jeez.
So
he already knows. And so I want to teach him. It's like, dude, life's not all about stuff. But he's a 4-year-old boy who wants things.
Still a little young to explain.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to be the tough parent. And sometimes I like being the fun parent that gives all the fun things. But
I had a similar experience earlier this week, actually, where the Walmart ad
with Janelle?
No, with Piper. Yeah, with Janelle.
Sorry, Janelle.
That was Mark that said that, Janelle, not me.
You're the best.
No, with Piper, the Walmart Black Friday magazine had come, and
Elliot hasn't seen it yet. I fit it.
So I don't know if you saw what was in it, but it was a $200. All right, this is a toy. $200 frozen castle.
Oh, I've seen that, dude.
And I'm like,
I saw it at Target.
And Piper goes, Christmas? Birthday? Christmas? Because her birthday is like only a few weeks after Christmas.
Right, yep.
And I'm like, honey, she already has like the Little People Castle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you don't even play with the Little People Castle. I am not spending $200 on a castle, and it's not because I don't love you. It's because in a year you'll want nothing to do with that, and I want her, like Janelle and I, our whole focus this year is to get more outdoor activity stuff.
Okay.
So when it comes spring, summer, and fall, we can have them
There's
outside.
stuff to do.
And so I would rather spend the money doing stuff that we can do as a family with them rather than something she'll use, maybe 50 times in the next year and then be done with it. So
right now, the one thing that's cool about Elliot is he doesn't have a lot of toys. And all, I mean, let me rephrase that. He has lots of toys, but like nothing in comparison to a lot of people and kids in America. And not trying to compare and say, oh, we're so much better. It's just it is what it is. But he plays with the same toys over and over and over. Yeah. So I know if I get him this fire truck, he's gonna play with it a ton.
Yeah.
But I kind of like, I don't know, like maybe people call me a bad dad for doing this, but I want him to learn that it's like he's gonna be told no.
Yeah, right.
And when dad says, and so sometimes he'll want something, and I'll just be like, no. Yeah. Well, why not, Daddy? Because Daddy said so right now.
Right.
And even though in the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, I really want Chick-fil-A too, buddy. Like, I really want Chick-fil-A right now. But nope, we're not getting Chick-fil-A.
Right.
And just because I want to teach him that, it's okay to be told no and respect the no. When people tell you no, like, don't pout. Like, he's a pouter.
Oh,
and that drives me nuts. I hate pouting, man. I'd rather do open defiance screaming at me like, you're the worst dad ever, than pouting, because I can handle, because I have a stronger will, and I have a fight will with that one.
See, I've already broken my kids of the pouting and the whining. And all I have to do...
Oh, dude, Elliot's has come back.
All I have to do is go 1, 2, and it's like... They suck it up, and they don't do nothing. It's like, yes.
And at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want my kid to, like... shove down his emotions either, but at the same time, I mean, I want to teach him that, like, learn how to be content with what you have.
That's when they throw tantrums. Every kid throws a tantrum.
Oh, of course.
We have that bottom step at my house leading up into upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Is that we call that the timeout step. So
okay,
they have to go there for as many minutes as they are old. If they throw a tantrum or get upset because we've told them no for something, like Piper loves to color. She absolutely loves to color. And sometimes Janelle and I'll be in the middle of feeding Shiloh, and Janelle will be making dinner or something. And we have to tell her, you're going to have to wait or no at that time. And she gets all upset. And it's like, you have to count of 3 to stop, or you got to go to the timeout stare. And both my girls hate the timeout stare. Like, it's
they
great.
Hate it.
It's like, thank you, Lord, for allowing this stare to be over in control of their life.
For providing the way of discipline.
It's my sacrificial lamb.
Rather than them. No, but so here's kind of a question that I have for you then, is as a dad, I mean, we kind of answered it a little bit, but what are ways you're teaching your kids how to be content?
Yeah. One of the ways is exactly what you said. You got to tell them no sometimes. Not everything that you want, you get. And same with us as adults in life. I'm sure you are probably like me, would be like, yeah, I would love to have a brand new vehicle and no debt.
Right, that'd be wonderful.
Like, I don't ask for much, just no debt and a brand new vehicle. Paid off house
and not like a brand, but we're talking like Escalade.
Yeah,
like the nice stuff.
I don't even know if I want that, but like a good Chevy Silverado truck, I'd take that. Like brand new, paid off, and but. Can I afford that? No, I can't afford that. Could we do payments? Yes, we could, but it'd make us tighten our budget. So, no, I don't want to do that either. It's learning to be content with what we have. Now, when you can do extra stuff, great, but not over extending yourself. I think that's a big problem that we in America have is overextending ourselves and not having that contentness. To saying, hey, I have enough. Because really, if you look at most Americans, even lower class Americans, are considered rich in most other parts of the world.
well, there's a stat where it's like, we talk about the 1% in America, the rich fat cats, Bill Gates, all these really rich people. Even you can even toss, I'll get in trouble for saying this, but you can toss Bernie into that category too, because the Dems are going after him now. Because he has lots of money. And so you have, the 1% in America who makes all the money. And then the us other 99%. But in the rest of the world, all of America, if you make over like 20 grand, you're the 1% in the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, you think about, there's people in Africa that I've heard about, like, $10, like US dollars, is like a month's wage for them.
Oh yeah, the family worship night that we did just a little bit ago. Yeah, I made those cards up of the poorest countries, and some of them like per capita make $1,000 a year, or like $2,000 a year.
Right,
and it's like for us, like if we made that a month, we wouldn't be able to make it.
Yeah, no,
like flat out. And but keep going. So what are other ways that you're trying to teach your kids contentment, and maybe even yourself?
Looking at different people from around the world and showing what we have compared to what they have as far as with my kids, hey, look at, so-and-so, they don't have as much as you, so you should be happy with what you have. Mm-hmm. I won't say my kids have an exuberant amount of toys compared to other people in America, but they have a lot of toys, so much so that it's a pain in the butt when they pull them all out and you got to clean them up at the end of the night. But
that's proof that sometimes we have too much toys.
So they've got way more than what they need, and really, toys are not essential to living.
No.
They are fed, they have a roof, they have clothes. That's what their needs are. So anything above and beyond that is extra, and the same for us. And so it's trying to explain that, you have to explain it in such a way because my daughters are 2.5 and 1.5. So it's not like my 1.5-year-old won't get it.
Yeah,
but
it's
my
not like
2.5,
14-year-old.
my 2.5 really understands. She's very smart. And so you can explain stuff to her in a less intelligent way, and
a simple way.
A simple way. And she'll understand it or pick it up or at least parrot back what you said, right. Which I think will play a bigger part later on in life. But just teaching that we have a lot more than what we deserve or what we need. Yes, Daddy works very hard to give us the life that we have, but it doesn't mean that we should be bad stewards of what the gift God has given me of health, of a job to actually have, transportation to get to that job. God has given us a lot of things, and not being content and wanting to blow everything or constantly get more and more and more is almost being a bad steward, in my opinion.
So a lot of it goes back to just conversations, conversations with your kids.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm going to try this year. I'm saying this on the podcast so Fuller and other people can hold me accountable.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
But, I mean, obviously I don't see my kids every day. But every day I'm going to ask Elliot, and I'm going to do it for me too, up until, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to make a very bold statement.
Is this your New Year's resolution?
And this is my end of the year resolution. From tomorrow until, let's say, December 31st, till the end of the year.
Okay, just to put this in perspective for people. Yes,
it's
Thanksgiving Day for you guys.
It's November 8th right now.
Yeah,
so
we're a few weeks back from
I'm going to go for 2 months. Every single day, we're going to write down something we're thankful for.
All right. I want you to date it because I'm gonna check you.
I'm gonna put it on the calendar, bro.
I'm gonna check.
I'm gonna write it on my calendar, like the one my Potawatomi Zoo calendar.
I want you to take pictures of it every day and send it to me.
Every day.
Yep.
Take a picture of it.
Take a picture of what you're thankful for and send it to me.
Man, you really hold me accountable.
Oh yeah.
It's not that whole like I'm gonna do this and then be like scribble. Hey, look, bro, I got like 10 days.
Yeah,
But it was only like 1 day's worth. But every day I'm gonna write down something I'm thankful for. And
I'm an extremist, so I'm going to hold you accountable.
This might be a challenge for people out there in podcast land. So there's a friend of mine in Kansas City. I'm going to say their names. So Micah was my roommate in college. He also was in my wedding, and he wrote me on Facebook, and I haven't written him back yet. So I apologize, Micah. But his wife, Jenna, what she does every single day, she takes a 1-second video. And at the end of the month, she compiles them. And it's she calls it like her 100, like 30 days of thankfulness or something like that, 100 days. Like there was a while where she did like 100 days of pictures, and every day she had to post something she was thankful for. And the video is supposed to be things that like these are happy moments in my life, and it's 1 second, so it's like a 30-second long video by the end of the month. But so they do that because they always want to keep thankfulness right in front of their eyes. I thought Jana was really cool for doing that. But this was interesting. So Ann Voskamp, I don't know, do you recognize that name?
No, I don't.
I'm thinking. So Lisa Turkhurst is the president of Proverbs 31 Ministries, but Ann Voskamp is another Christian author, phenomenal author.
Okay.
She did it for she did 1,000 things that she's thankful for, and she said she had to dig down really, really deep. So what I'm doing to teach contentment to me and to Elliot for the next 2 months, every day, we're gonna write down what we are thankful for.
It's a good challenge.
I'm terrified now, but
yeah, I'm not.
That's a bold statement.
I'm not going to make that statement because I will fail.
And so, but I do want to bring this in before we close because we're starting to wind down. This was for Soche, not for Soche, but for everybody. But I look at the Apostle Paul, and I there's like the Apostle Paul's the GOAT. Like, let's just be honest, the man's the GOAT. But when you
using that phrase,
it's lit, fam. No, he is the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. He's the baby GOAT because Jesus is really the GOAT. Jesus is the greatest of all time. Paul is just the baby GOAT. Dude, we're trying to figure out our Christmas series. Instead of Jesus is, or like something about Jesus, I should just call it GOAT. See if Scott will go for it, and I can have a goat in the background. What's goat about? Greatest of all time, baby.
He's the goat.
I love it. But either way, so the Apostle Paul, we think of him as this awesome man of faith, had everything he ever wanted, all these different things, and we take his verse Philippians 4:13 of I can do all. We put it on our we
Everything.
tattoo
It's
it on our
everywhere.
stuff. We put it in jibs. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But what's interesting is when you read the rest of that book of Philippians, all about joy and contentment and all these different things, the man was in prison. Ready to this was I think Philippians one of his last letters he wrote to a church, because I think Second Timothy might be his last ever written letter. I'm not remember. I know First Thessalonians is his first one, but it was one of his prison epistles. He was waiting to go to Rome and be sentenced to death, and he literally said, "I have learned how to have a lot. I have learned how to have a little. I have learned how to have plenty. I have learned how to have none. I've learned how to be free. I've learned how to be a slave, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," because that's where I find my contentment. And what we know for a fact is he proved it, because in 1 Timothy, when he wrote to Timothy, his son in the faith, he mentored him, he sent him to be the pastor in Ephesus, I think. But he wrote in 1 Timothy 6:6 that godliness with contentment is great gain, because in verse 5, he's talking about prosperity preachers, people who preach the gospel to gain. He says,
name it, claim it.
Yeah, right. People who want to be pastors so they can be rich. He rather said, no. Godliness with contentment is the great gain. And I actually wrote this whole quote down real quick because I think it sums it up beautifully from gotquestions.org. This is not a Piper blog. This is
we haven't mentioned him in a few podcasts.
No, because
what's going on with us?
Because he won't sponsor us.
Right. He won't even come on for an interview.
No.
Not that we've asked.
I mean, apparently he has other things he's got to do, but read books. But this quote says, rather than consider amassing wealth as great gain, Paul states that godliness with contentment is great gain. Christ followers should focus their efforts on pursuing holiness in conduct, attitude, and thought. They should choose to be content in whatever circumstance God has given them, just as Paul has done while in prisons, in reference back to Philippians 3 and 4. We are told to, quote-unquote, flee from this, quote-unquote, eagerness to get rich and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, endurance, and gentleness. Contrary with what many popular health and wealth proponents and those prosperity gospel preachers would have us believe, the Bible warns us against pursuing riches. It is impossible to be content when our hearts are set on gaining more. We will not remain godly for long if we are not content with what God has given us. A desire for godliness is quickly eroded by a greedy, covetous spirit. So I guess my question for those out in podcast land and radio land is the simple question of, are you wanting more and more and more? Are you content with what you have?
Yeah. That's a good place to, I think.
It's a good challenge, man.
Yeah. It's a good challenge.
And maybe people out there need to take the, we're going to call it the contentment challenge.
Yeah.
No, thankfulness challenge. The thankfulness challenge. The RTC thankfulness challenge.
Yeah,
For the next month, guys.
Send us what you're thankful for the next month till December 31st. Let's all join in with Mark.
There you go. But I have to do it for an extra month compared to you guys.
You did it to yourself.
But again, at the end of the day, a desire for godliness is quickly eroded by a greedy, covetous spirit. That was a good word.
That was good.
That was a
I
churchy
don't
word.
even
That was a
know.
good
I don't
word.
even have anything to say because it summed it up perfectly.
No, you got something to say.
Well,
It's time for Fun Facts with Fuller.
fun facts. I don't know why I do that all the time.
Because of
now.
Jagger.
It's dang you, Jagger. Jagger.
Mick Jagger, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Mick Jagger does not listen to our podcast. That'd be pretty dope, though. 'Cause that brother needs some Jesus.
He needs some Kanye Jesus.
Oh, we need to do a podcast on some. Oh,
Let's get Kanye on the podcast. What do
we
you
need to
guys
get some
say?
Kanye, get some Yeezys. Yo,
Some
if someone,
Yeezys?
dude, if we can get some Yeezys. Okay, we just talked about being content, and then I said if I can get some Yeezys, that'd be dope. I'm a hypocrite. I'm a
Oh
hypocrite.
man,
No, I quit.
we've gone too far.
Fun facts with Fuller.
Yeah. So, all right. The fun fact today: the first Thanksgiving was actually a 3-day celebration. Did you know that one, Mark?
No, I actually didn't.
All right. Well,
I'm excited now.
We're gonna
Feast.
we're going to talk about it today. Thanksgiving takes place on one day, maybe two if you count Black Friday, which Mark doesn't.
Nope.
But that wasn't enough for the original Pilgrims. In November of 1621, the settlers' first corn harvest proved successful, and Governor William Bradford invited the Plymouth colonists, Native American allies, to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Members of the Wampanoag, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, Wampanoag, in case you guys had
So that tribe.
That tribe came bearing food to share, and as they joined the Pilgrims, the revelers decided to extend the affair for 3 days.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That sounds like friends. That sounds more like Friendsgiving to me.
Why can't we be friends? Oh, sorry. You know
You're
me.
in a sing-songy mood.
Yeah. It was the Pentatonics that we were listening to.
But how cool would that be, though, if it's like, hey, we had like a legit harvest. Hey, let's go celebrate the harvest we had. Then more people come in.
And we're like, we got so much food, let's extend it.
and then they probably took a good turkey coma nap.
Yeah, or corn or whatever they were eating at the time. Because it's not really clear whether they were eating turkey or not.
Either way, they had a good time. We hope you guys have a good day on your Thanksgiving as well.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
But until next time, see you later.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for listening to Real Talk Christian. To help get our podcast into the ears of other people who need to hear these conversations, we would love for you to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. To keep the conversations going, feel free to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and share our content with others. See you next time.